We're killing and grilling with Tropi the Local. This week on Dingus vs. Wild. Welcome back to another episode of Dingus vs. Wild. Today we're joined by local Anglican Spiro, Tropi the Local Tropiano, who is here to tell us a little bit about sustainably sourced seafood here on the Ningley Reef. Tropi, welcome to the show, mate.
Yes. Hey, brother. How you doing?
Good. I see you got a whole bag of fish here, huh?
Yeah, I thought you said come around for dinner.
Oh, that's it.
Didn't know when you were making a TV show.
Pick up some grub after this, huh? Oh, you didn't know we were making a TV show? Well, you don't know me very well at all.
What a few days.
Oh yeah, we had some epic adventures together recently, did we not?
So I think Wednesday 1 o'clock I messaged you to see what you were doing.
Yep.
Wednesday 6 o'clock the boat was loaded. We headed out.
This week on Dingus vs. Wild, the mission of a lifetime, a great adventure out to sea. Into the Exmouth Gulf and beyond. Hit up 9 different islands on our Gulf mission over the course of 3 days. Ah, amazing.
Superb.
Superb.
And I think it was good, good for you guys to get a bit of hunting in too.
Fish on!
And tuna! Maybe it's a long tail or something.
You can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish.
Yeah, we got what did we get? We got some crays, some blueies, some trout, but it was only the 3 of us for those 3 days, so we just try to pick up 1 fish every afternoon to chuck on the fire. Yeah. This episode of Killin and Grillin with Tropi the Local Tropiano.
G'day y'all. This episode of Dingus vs. Wild brought to you by the International Roast. Slimy but satisfying.
Yeah, we had a couple of really nice wild game meals over the campfire under the beautiful Exmouth Gulf sky.
Them babies.
I reckon one of my favorites was when we grilled up all them crayfish you caught when you caught a whole mess of them that afternoon.
Little crayfish, little rice, little cheese burrito.
Or maybe it was when I woke up the next morning and cooked us up some sunrise crays and we ate them on the boat on the way out. That was pretty good.
It's gonna get cold riding back there. Lunch camp. But then that last Arvo on the way home, I think we decided to try and see if we could track down a Mackie or something we could bring home, because we still had ice. We're going to be home in 6 hours, so we could keep fish. And I think we ended up out at Peak Island for a couple of hours.
Yeah, beautiful visibility out there at Peak Island. And we jumped in and we wanted to get a really nice capture of the hunt on the films.
Buy me a boat. You can buy me a truck to pull it. You can buy me a Yeti 110 ice down with some silver bullets. Well, I know what they say, money can't buy everything, and maybe so, but it can buy me a boat.
It was good.
And
We finally got some clean water, and we got there, and there was like patches of fusiliers feeding on the surface, and it doesn't always mean. I mean, mackies definitely eat fusies, but sometimes you see them and you get excited that there's going to be fish around because there's all this bait. Isn't always the case, but I think we dropped in and a shark swam past, and then it was only about 5 minutes till 2 good mackies came past. So I was pretty sure we were going to get a fish if we dove for a bit longer.
Yeah, I saw you down there thumping on your spear gun, making all kinds of noises and things like that.
Yeah. So the mackie, I mean, those Spanish mackerel are the big dogs down there. So when you go down, if you're trying to get these mackies in, flicking your rubber's a really good way. And basically it's just kind of anything that makes a bit of a rattle, rattling your gun or a bit of noise. Something that a big predator would think there's like an injured fish or something interesting happening, that they might come in for a look. So I dropped down, it was pretty shallow there, 7-8 metres, and just some kind of rubbly ground, but as I said, there was plenty of bait around, so just sat down there, and it was a really chill little spot, wasn't much happening. And then, towards the end of my breath hold, I think we just saw one that kind of came in from behind you.
Yeah, I was looking at your face, and I was just like, right when you saw it, you're like, oh. Yeah, you could see, and I knew something was up, so I turned and they would get on as well.
It's always good when you don't, because that drop, it wasn't particularly, there wasn't a big drop off or much current running there, so I didn't think it was a good spot for a mackie. But so it's a nice surprise, when you're sitting on the bottom and just at the end the fish comes past. And then it's always hard too, because normally with the Spanish mackerel, they're not the cagiest of fish, but the best way to get them is if you can kind of swim away from them like all fish and just act super chill. Not interested, I'm going to swim over here. But I was kind of at the edge of my breath, so I just had to straighten up and go for it. I was pretty happy with the shot. Started swimming to the surface, and then actually it started tugging me along a bit, dragging me around. My drag had got jammed on my reel, so lucky it was only like a 8 kilo fish or something. That wasn't too bad. I could still kind of hold my ground, and I just bashed the reel a bit, loosened the drag, and then that's when all hell broke loose and started ripping line off. Got to the surface and took some breaths, and then the battle was on.
Yeah, you had a bit of a bow wave going there. You were getting dragged.
Yeah, it's funny when you look back at the footage, you never notice how powerful these fish are because you're in the moment. Watching back on the footage was classic. You can see me just getting towed through the water, not kicking at all. Yeah. Even with a small little 8 kilo fish towing me around.
Yeah.
Then that shark came in. So I was pretty confident I'd got a really good shot on it. And I think there's a moment in the footage you can see, I'm just getting towed around. And then suddenly you see I start trying to rip this thing in as fast as I can and catch it because this shark's hot on its tail.
Yeah, you could tell right when the moment you saw the shark, you're like, get down to business now.
Yeah. So, and that's like, you can't really rip them in if you haven't got a good holding shot. But I had a little look. It didn't even get all the way through the spear, but I could see the flopper, which is the kind of bit that holds the spear in, was kind of deep enough in the flesh. So I was putting a fair bit of hurt in, trying to get this thing in. Trying to make noise, trying to bomb on this shark. The other thing I was wary of at that stage, because my drag got stuck and I had to loosen it up, it took like kind of 20-30 metres of line, so there was a lot of line in the water. But the mackie was buggered then, so it wasn't too dangerous, if it took off because I could hold its weight. Yeah. But the danger is if a shark grabs it then and you've got all that line in the water, you're not going to be able to hold it, and then there's line around your legs and shoulders and stuff. So it's it can go wrong pretty quick. So it's good you got a dive buddy there and just being really aware of the situation. So I was just thinking then, nothing, pretty safe, but let's just get this fish in as quick as we can to make sure nothing silly happens. So, but yeah, it all ended really well. We ripped it in. The shark didn't give us too much grief. We had another mate in the water, Nikki DeCampe, who spent a lot of time swimming with sharks, so she chased it off.
Yeah, she's the shark expert, isn't she?
Yeah. Did a PhD on sharks, actually. Sharkology.
Oh, sharkology.
And so,
Classic marine science.
ripped it up to the boat. Was really good. We could bleed it straight away and chuck it straight on ice.
Yeah, that seemed like the best idea. Just make sure you bleed the fish while the shark's swimming around, darting at us left and right.
Yeah.
Great idea. Best idea ever.
Yeah, you do have to be careful, but it was just one grey reefie and there was 3 of us in the water watching it. So between Nikki's screams and us being covered in blood, I think we were pretty safe.
Totally.
So, but yeah, no, looking after those fish, Spanish mackerel, they're a beautiful eating fish, but if you can bleed them straight away, it makes it a hell of a lot better. If you can put them on ice straight away, which we did as well, that's really good. When you get home, we knocked off the fillets, kept the skin on because I think Mackie's skin's actually beautiful, and a lot of the kind of good fats and oils that you get from those fish that are supposed to be so good for you is like in that thin layer between the skin and the flesh.
Yeah.
So if you skin it, you lose that goodness. It just adds another dimension to the cooking too.
Huh.
So cleaned it up, brought it over here tonight. We're going to knock out some fish tacos, and that should feed us for a couple of weeks, that fish.
Oh yeah. Oh, shall we have some fish tacos then?
Sounds good.
All right. And so the kitchen's just right in here. Oh yeah. So we're gonna prepare some of this sea chicken, huh? Oh look, we already got some tomatoes, or you call it tomatoes, an onion, an avocado, and a lime.
Let's rip in. I've never made this, but Nikki was actually born in South America, so she's going to come in and give us a few tips on how to do this.
Wow. Onion, step 1.
Chop.
Wow.
Okay. Where do you want your sous chef to rip into munching these up?
Yep.
Probably don't wash them, eh?
Are you crying?
No, I'm gonna cry when I cut my finger off in a minute. Great Onion Massacre of 2020. Did you know avocado is actually a berry?
That's not true.
It is true.
Don't spread lies on Dingus' TV show.
So, you will cook the fish?
Yep.
Yeah. I think we're just going to dice it hell small, salt, pepper. I think with this, like 70 litres of onion. It's going to be relevant what we do because it's going to taste like onion. I don't actually think what's the best way to get the juice out of these.
To get Matt's juice out of the lime, give it a little squish. Squeezing these limes is making me sweaty.
Probably good though. Sashimi a bit?
You can just eat that raw.
Yeah. Maybe so.
Can you?
Oh!
You eat a raw fish?
Yeah. What's up? Chucking in that lime.
So it's done.
A bit.
You don't eat the skin?
Yeah, when it's cooked, that's good. Put it in there.
Is this a...
Let's get a good handful.
Oh,
The best.
It's constructed well.
Open up.
incredible. The fish we just killed yesterday, you just ate it.
Yeah.
Nervous of the raw fish.
Tastes like onion and...
Slimy, get satisfied.
Oh, it's tossing the salad now, huh?
Wow, that was way more mellow than I was expecting.
put all this fish in the pan there? So we put all this stuff together in a taco, huh?
I think that's the idea, how tacos work, kind of like. Yeah.
Australian Mexican.
Didn't you grow up in,
Mexico.
now where was that island you lived at?
America.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, yeah.
Nicaragua. What's going on now, Tropi?
This bit is called putting fish in a fry pan.
So how do you design the perfect taco, Tropilopoulos?
You get this homemade sauce, which we've just stored in a little El Paso jar.
Recycling.
And then I'm guessing you get some of Nikki's beautiful onion mush.
Mush.
And then get a Spanish Mackerel. And maybe get a couple of little chunks for your side dish. There we go. And then you just kind of do the best you can with it when it cooks. You might have to use your hand as a little base here. And then you just put this inside this bit here.
Oh.
Oh.
Thanks, Tropidopoulos. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for introducing us to how to sustainably source seafood here on the Ningla Reef. And thanks for cooking us this beautiful sea chicken dinner.
I'm never going to forget those 3 days out there. That was great.
Yeah, it was incredible. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for coming on another episode of Dingus versus